Do you ever wonder what would happen if you threw Genshin characters into a killing game in a dystopian world hosted by an evil short robot bear that has a million clones of himself and wants nothing but sadness and despair from everybody in the universe? Okay. If you don't know the general premise of Danganronpa, basically it's a visual novel style video game where 16 students from an elite high school are thrown into a killing game organized by a bear creature called Monokuma. In order to have a chance to escape, they must kill a fellow student without anybody else figuring out it was them. If the other students figure it out, the killer is executed by Monokuma. But if the killer gets away with it, they go free and everyone else is executed by Monokuma, which, by the way, has never happened in a Danganronpa game as far as I'm concerned. They always catch the killer. I like to describe it as a soup consisting of Among Us, The Hunger Games, Ace Attorney, Doki Doki Literature Club, Baldi's Basics, among other things, and somehow it's still coherent. That being said, let's throw Genshin players into Danganronpa. I have been looking forward to this for a while. Okay. Aether is obviously the main character. Same with Lumine. Where's Lumine? Aether and Lumine, main characters, hands down. They are the Mokotos, the Hajimes, the Kaedes of the Genshin Danganronpa world. Albedo? Oh! Wait, this is harder than I thought it would be. Shoot, I don't know where to put him. I wouldn't see him being the kid. I bet he oh man, I bet he has a secret. Yeah, I'm gonna say he was a killer. Amber kind of gives off the same vibes as Aoi and Akane. Or Hina and Akane, I should say. And both of those girls ended up surviving until the end, so she's staying alive for the whole game. Ayaka, ooh. I don't think she has it in her to be a killer, but I also don't think she's staying alive. Well, I want to say she was killed by a fellow student. Barbara, oh bless her heart. She would hate every minute of being in a Danganronpa game. I feel like she would get killed just because somebody was like, I hate the pain that she has to go through. I'm just putting her out of her misery. Beidou would either stay alive. I wouldn't see somebody killing her. She's very supportive of people. Tries to keep her head on her shoulders, tries to keep people in line, being the captain that she is. She's the ultimate captain. The ultimate ship captain. Dude, imagine. The people that end up being on Monokuma's side are often the most unexpected people in the group of students. And I feel like she would be one of those people. Bennett would be killed by Monokuma because he broke a rule on accident. He tripped over something and messed something up, or he forgot it was a rule, or didn't know, or something. He just did something. And he broke a rule. Everybody would feel so bad for him. Oh gosh, Chongyun, the ultimate exorcist. Dude, he would fit in Danganronpa really well. The ultimate exorcist, but with the yang energy. It's so Danganronpa. But the question is, what category is he in? He's not staying alive for the whole game. I'm gonna say he was killed by a fellow student. Diluc is the guy with no crap in his cells. He's not messing around. But at the same time, he doesn't really have a reason to kill somebody. But he looks kind of scary, so everybody thinks he might have killed something, but in reality, he doesn't want to be here. Diona, the ultimate bartender, or the ultimate mixer. She is the rude one, dissing everybody at every second. Lovable, hated character. Fischl is absolutely the weird one. Ganyu, killed by a fellow student. She's unremarkable to me, I'm sorry. Hu Tao is the king of red herrings, oh my goodness. She'd be the ultimate funeral consultant, and everybody's immediately oh shoot, we're in danger. But in reality, she didn't actually kill somebody, and then she ends up dying in the end because somebody else killed her because they were spooked out by her. But in the meantime, when she's still alive, everybody is sus of her. Oh, Jean, she's not a killer. She's not on Monokuma's side, but she doesn't stay alive the whole game. Killed by fellow student, I guess. Kaya. Where would Kaya go? People definitely don't suspect him if he kills somebody, but I feel like he wouldn't kill somebody. Oh, would he stay alive the whole game? He would be killed like at the very end of the game. It looks like he's going to survive to the very end, but then one last surprise attack and he's gone. I think I will put him up here though. I can't not, honestly. Ka-ching. She's a lot like Ganyu. She's unremarkable. However, she has a certain vibe that Ganyu doesn't. A vibe of an imposter secretly on Monokuma's side. Oh my gosh, now that I put her there, she actually kind of fits. Klee does not belong in Danganronpa. She's being skipped. I can't do that to her. Lisa is absolutely an overly sexy one. Mona is also a sexy one, but like not as sexy as Lisa. She's a killer. She's a killer. Something about her. She's a killer. I think Ningguang's also a killer. Noelle doesn't have, she would not kill somebody. She wants to help people. But will she stay alive is the question. I'm gonna be nice and say that she will. Her and Amber, they are staying alive. Oh, Chi-Chi. She's weird. She gets killed pretty early on, but she's a weird one. Razor. He would lose his mind being cooped up and lash out at somebody, I should say. And he would feel really bad about it in the end, but he misses his family. He wants to go back and see his Lupical. That's his motive. Sucrose, poor Sucrose, would get killed. She would absolutely get killed. And then Albedo kills somebody else afterwards for vengeance or because like he had to take it out on somebody. Child would be coming up with this elaborate plan to get rid of Monokuma and get everybody out of the game. Several rounds in, he's finally ready and he like rounds up a team and he goes for it. And I'm sorry, child. There is nothing you can do to stop this bear. You're dead. In the meantime, he'd probably be a fan favorite, honestly. I still hate him, but yeah. Venti. Oh shoot, I don't know about Venti. He's weird. He's like always singing and like he's really annoying, but like he's still endearing in a way. Would he stay alive the whole game? I feel like he would. Or he would get killed more than halfway through the game or something. He would stick around. Oh, Xiangling. Oh, I don't even know. She sort of gives off the same vibes as Akane and Aoi or Hina, but not athletic like Amber. I'm gonna say she was killed. I'm sorry. Xiao's going through stuff. Isn't he like always in pain? I don't know what would happen to him. Hey, cat. I feel like it would like come out that he's like always in pain or has like a sad backstory and somebody would end him out of pity or he would end himself. I don't know, but he'd be killed. Oh, Singcho. He's killed. Xinyoung, ultimate rock star, unless Ibuki's already the ultimate rock star. I can't remember for sure. She also dies, I think. Zhongli's a killer. Nobody thinks he's a killer. He's like kind of quiet and standoffish, and he's like kind of wise and wordy. Nobody thinks he's the killer, but then he ends up being the killer and everybody's like, huh? Yeah, he's that guy. Rosaria. Everybody thinks she's up to something, but she's not. She's like D-Luke, but more emo. She's up here. She's up here. She doesn't mean to be sexy, but she is. Eula. She would start off as the red herring, but then end up being a killer. Yanfei. She would be so funny in a Danganronpa game. I feel like she would stay alive, honestly. Oh my gosh, Kazuha. He would be a fan favorite for sure. He's not a killer. If he dies, everybody would cry. I'm gonna say he stays alive. I'm gonna say somebody tried to attack him, but he got away. Or like Beto tried to like stop them from killing him or something. Even though she's on Monokuma's side because she has to hide the fact. Yoimiya. Oh, Yoimiya. She would be the one that's like trying to lift everybody up, trying to bring people out of the despair, trying to like lift people's spirits, and then she dies. Sad. Sayu, ultimate ninja. Nobody knows where she is. for the majority of the time. Like, the only time you really see her is during trials because she's legally obliged to like go to the trials. But otherwise, she is hiding and nobody knows where she is. Until somebody finds her and they kill her, assuming that they can get away with it because nobody finds her. But then somebody does find her and then the killer is exposed in the end. So, rip the person who killed Sayu. Raiden. She would try to like kill Monokuma, but not think it through like Child does. I think it's important to mention that like these characters would not all be in the same game all at once. I think they would all be in like different games with different groups of people. So like these two aren't going off of each other at all. This is what they choose to do. Kujosara would be like a red herring. Like everybody could see that she's like angry because like Monokuma killed Raiden and everybody thought she took it out on somebody, but she didn't. But I don't think she would survive either. Oh, Kokomi. Poor Kokomi. Oh my gosh, why can I see her? Why can I see her being a killer? Oh no! Oh, Kokomi! She would be the killer that nobody saw coming. Aloy, or Aloy. She kind of strikes me as a red herring. Toma would be like Noelle. He was killed though. Rip him. Ito would absolutely be one of the weird ones. He would be like one of the most lovable characters. He would survive too. He would stay alive. Goro. Imagine if he was killed by Kokomi and then the entire Danganronpa fan base was just like, what? Kokomi killed Goro? Actually, that does seem kind of unlikely, but anything can happen in Danganronpa. I'm gonna say he was killed by Kokomi. I don't know, but he was killed. Nobody suspects Shenhe until the very end when people learn about her backstory. Like, nobody knows anything about her until she gets exposed as the killer. And then it's like, oh, all the red strings, all the vengeance, all the emotions kept tame and stuff like that. That all gets revealed at the end of the trial when she's revealed as the killer. Oh, Hyunjin. I'd say she stays alive. Something about her, I think she stays alive. Yae Miko, absolutely the overly sexy one. Oh my goodness. Ayato. Secretly on no, actually no, he's just a killer. He's just a killer. He's absolutely a killer. He's like one of the first killers out or something like that. I don't know why. I'm convinced. Yelan. Okay, I don't know about her. She's the overly sexy one, but not because like, she's not like Lisa or Yae where she's trying to be sexy, she just is. Kuki would kill somebody. She would be trying to protect Ito. Imagine if she killed somebody because she was trying to protect Ito. And then Ito's like, no! Oh, cat. Heizo? I might be typecasting a little bit, but Heizo is the Shuichi of the Genshin world. He is the main character. I don't actually know a lot about him, so I don't know if his personality is the same as Shuichi's, but he's a detective, and it would fit him perfectly. Tainari, oh, I don't know what to do with him. Dude, can you imagine? Somehow I feel like that's not it, though. He doesn't stay alive. I'm gonna say he's killed. Kale killed somebody out of self-defense. Or did she? No, that's not her. She was killed. I take it back. She was just, she would not have it in her to kill somebody. Tori. Oh my gosh, everybody would hate her. She's like weird. Nilu. She would also be the one to like perk up people's spirits. She's not quite as perky or peppy as Yoimiya, but like she would be there for people. Oh, I'll bet you, like, she wasn't a killer, but like all the evidence was stacked up against her and everybody thought she was the killer and she's like, no, it wasn't me, I swear. Oh my goodness, that'd be great actually. Sino, I don't know about Sino. Maybe? He's vigilant. He would look after himself. He's staying alive. He's staying alive. Candace, she would protect everybody. She would make herself out to be like a super reliable person. And then she's on Monokuma's side somehow, somewhere. And everybody's like, huh? Excuse me? Nihida stays alive the whole game. Like, she starts off being this like really shy, like, what is going on? Why am I here? To the like the one of the wisest, most insightful characters in the game. And like she somehow stays alive and helps along with the main character to like lead everybody out. Imagine if Layla slept killed somebody. That would actually be really funny. Yeah, I'm gonna accept that as canon. Layla sleep killed somebody. Scaramouche is straight up the Kokichi of Genshin Impact. Tell me I'm wrong. They are so much alike. Kokichi's a little bit more liar, pants on fire. But like, they both have a superiority complex. They both have sad backstories, I think. Some kind of tragic backstory. And they're both rude. I actually drew fan art a few months ago of Scaramouche and Kokichi with swapped outfits. Just cause, like, it was perfect. Farzan! I'm gonna say she was killed by Monokuma because she broke a rule. I don't know what rule, but like, she did something. Yo. Do I even want her in the game? I feel like it would be wrong. I'm gonna say she was killed. Heizo is the Shuichi of Genshin. Scaramouche is the Kokichi of Genshin. Alhaitham is the Byakuya of Genshin, and he's the sexy one. But he's trying not to be, but he just is. And he's totally Byakuya. He's not as outwardly arrogant as Byakuya, but like, he's confident in his own abilities. I feel like he would get killed though. Dia, she's a protector. She's an ultimate mercenary, which means, I got it. She killed somebody because she was bodyguarding somebody and she was concerned about them and she needed out. So she killed somebody to try to get out, but she couldn't. Mika, poor little Mika. Oh my goodness, can you imagine? I keep looking at him like, oh, was he killed? He was probably killed. He's just so sweet. And then I was like, can you imagine? That would be so bad. Kaveh would be a red herring. I think something about him. He and Alhaitham would also be at each other's necks all the time. Baiju, taking care of everybody. Can you imagine if he died because he was saving somebody else? Like, he's using his snake powers to like take the pain off of somebody and that's what killed him? Would you say that the person who was in pain killed him? Would you say he killed himself? I don't know. But that would be so interesting. Kirara, the ultimate delivery person. I'm gonna say she stays alive. Okay, these three. I don't know what to do with these three. Fronade's the ultimate diver. Linny and Lynette would be in cahoots with each other all the time, 24/7. And so would Fremine, just not quite on the same level. One of these three stays alive and the other two dies, and I can't decide which one's which. I'm gonna say Lynette lives. No. I'm gonna say Linny lives. Lynette ended up killing somebody behind Linny's back, and Fremine just died. Poor Linny. Neuvillette is the ultimate judge. Cat. Yes? You want to sit on my lap again? I don't think he'd stay alive. He wouldn't kill somebody because like that's like against the judicial nature, or at least that's what he wants people to think. Gosh, I don't know. I'm just gonna say he was killed. Ridesley. Oh, I don't know. I don't know about Ridesley. He started off on Monokuma's side, but then like changed his tune and ended up staying alive with the Stay Alive gang. But like, he knows all the insider stuff, and he helped these people get through it. I almost called her Fiona. Farina. She would be the rude one, but not necessarily because she's rude, but because like, just her very nature is just annoying. Hi. This man has been getting off and on my lap multiple times during this recording. And now he's getting off my lap. What do you want? Charlotte would be killed. Something about she would be killed. She'd be like the ultimate journalist. And it's like, if I make it out of this alive, then I'm gonna tell the whole world about this thing. She died. Okay, last chance. Do I want Klee in the game? No! Imagine if she's the main character. No, that would be terrible. So, a few months have passed since I recorded, this entire thing. I procrastinated on editing it, and now there are new characters, and also a couple of opinions have changed, so let me just get those over with real quick. First of all, I am gonna take Yao Yao out of the game. I can't do this to her. Second of all, I was very, very wrong to assume that Farina was just a rude jerk. I have since finished the Fontaine quest and gotten a lot more context, so I'm moving her down to red herring because I feel like that fits. And thirdly, Lenny, main character energy. Like, if you put him and his siblings in the same game, oh my goodness, he is such good main character material. Now, there have been a few new characters since last time, so let's continue. Navia kind of gives off main character energy? I don't know. Let me see. I am playing with coins while I think long and hard about what I want to do with Navia. I'm gonna leave her there for now and see what I think later. Chevres, I haven't given her enough thought. I don't know. I guess I'll go ahead and say red herring. I think she ends up staying alive the whole game though. She's a red herring for like a few minutes, but eventually it passes and they move on with the trial and she isn't brought up again. Yeah, and you hear me out, okay? For one thing, she would be absolutely like furious that she'd be trapped in this game. Like, how dare you involve one in such a terrible game or whatever. I don't know. Especially if she ended up being put with Ganyu and Shinha, which Shinha's a killer. Ganyu just was killed. Both of them are gonna die in the end, which would make her even more furious. She's gonna try something, and then she's killed by Monokuma. Gaming also exudes main character energy, not gonna lie. Either that or a supporting character who's like with the main character every step of the way, you know? Oh gosh, I don't know. I want to say main character. Chiori. I mean, she kind of gives off killer energy, but I don't really know what her motive would be. But then again, what's Albedo's motive? What's Mona's motive? What's Zhongli's motive? Alright, she's going and kill her. I've also decided that if Seedream were on this list, she would be probably killed, and then both Risley and Neuvillette would be furious. Like, writhing. Arlecchino would be a red herring for sure. And I don't know enough about Skirk to figure out what she would be. Dainsliff! Ooh, what would Dainsliff be? He would stay alive, I think. Now that that's over with, let me take a second and go through my list just as I see fit. Alright, after a little bit of fiddling around, I think this is my final verdict. I have made quite a few changes. Most notably, I have demoted Heizo. He is no longer a main character. I thought it would be interesting because, like, you'd think, oh, obviously Heizo is going to be the most useful person to have around because he's a detective. But no, he's killed, and it throws everybody for a loop, or whatever the expression is, and then anxiety and despair ensues. Perfect Danganronpa moment. I have also decided that there were too many characters under the killed by a fellow student category, so I shuffled them around just a little bit. What's great about this whole thing is there are 5 people in the main characters category. In Danganronpa, there are always 16 students, which means in order for this to work, you would need 80 characters. So 16 for each group, with one main character in each group. There are 79 characters in this tier list. It's perfect! We just add in like Dainsliff or like Arlecchino or somebody like that, and it's just perfect. At this point, I'm kind of invested in this, so what I might do is go ahead and just off camera start, like, you know, brainstorming, thinking up groups, think up some fun headcanons. It's gonna be a blast. In any case, whether anybody cares or not, I am invested.